Awesome. So it looks like it's recording. Awesome. So, welcome to our wonderful Wednesday workshop where we have the beautiful going to be taking us through a journey Qigong. And I'm not going to explain anything because she's going to take it away beautifully. And really looking forward to being so. Take it
Sorry,
away, Chantelle.
the audio keeps going out, and it went out when she said your name,
Oh,
Chantelle.
twice.
Welcome.
Hey, hi everybody. Yeah, welcome. Thanks for the invite, Karen and Deb. This is amazing. This is the first sort of online workshop that I've done. I have done groups before online a couple of years ago, but this is the first online workshop. So pretty hard to film this when we have so many different moves to do tonight. So I've got two cameras going. I've got one with me. We're mainly going to be standing, so I'm going to be mainly, this is camera number one. But in the middle of it, we're going to do a flow sequence, which we'll jump on our yoga mats to do. And I've got another camera set up for that, so you can see me on the ground as well. So a bit of everything. So tonight is all about Qigong. So what is Qigong? People are going, oh my God, how do you even pronounce it, let alone what it is? So Qigong just means cultivation of energy. Okay, so life force, prana, Qi is all Qigong. Okay, it's all our life force. So we need the life force so our body can do its magic and heal itself and communicate with itself. So everything was run on, it's like our battery. Okay, it's our storage battery. So we need to charge that battery, and Qigong does it amazingly. Now, this is Qigong is really, it's an ancient art, but it's also a new art as well. Okay, so there's thousands of different Qigong styles out there, and we're going to go through probably 4 of them today. Okay, so they're all totally different and all different sources of different energy and light. So we'll just go with the flow and see what you like. Okay, so I'm going to check my other camera soon and we'll get started. Just unpin Aaron for a second. I can remove here. Yes, there you go, so you'll see me more. Right, so if you want to, I've got my camera set up or my Zoom set up, so I've pinned myself, so if you go into gallery view, you'll see me more than everybody else. Okay, so that's what that does. So Qigong. So the first one we're going to do is actually not a Qigong form, but is actually just realigning your chakras. So most people know what their chakras are. It's our centers in our body that align down the middle of our body. And I'm going to do some grounding techniques to start with, because we are earthlings, we are living on earth, we're energetic beings living this existence on earth, so we need to ground to earth. It's really, really important at the moment, especially this week. We're having so much solar activity, so everybody's probably feeling a bit weird at the moment. So we're going to do some grounding, and we're going to reconnect with that earth energy to help settle things down. Now, this is a really great technique to do, and it's really good if you're feeling overwhelmed or chaotic in the mind, and you're just overwhelmed, or anxiety, or just got brain fog even. That's basically what we do, is we just go to ground. Now you're probably wondering who the hell I am. I haven't explained who I am. So I'm Chantelle. I'm a Bioenergetix Practitioner and also a Qigong Instructor. So basically I work with the energy in the body, a bit like what Karen does with the frequencies and the apps and stuff like that. So I have all those techniques as well, but my main power comes from doing this Qigong every day. So I do about 2 hours of Qigong a day in different formats, so that I can do my intuitive healing. So this is my base for my intuitive healing. I go in and I become the scanner, or I become the channel. So very, very powerful. Most of my clients, I teach them how to do Qigong, a little bit like Tai Chi and yoga sort of combined. But the secret to Qigong and why it can be so powerful is because the seed or the software has been downloaded from the masters to the instructors. Okay, it's just, you can't like yoga just go out in there and do a class. You have to be taught Qigong, you have to be initiated into the form. So I was initiated into my first form, which was about 5 years ago, to Pangu Qigong, which is a yin yang style, sun and moon style, and we're going to do some of that towards the end. I was initiated 5 years ago into that, and part of that family, there's at least about 4 or 5 different family forms in that, and one of them is the instructor form. So it took me a couple of years to become an instructor, and now I can teach that. I know there's only 2 of us in New Zealand that I know of that can teach that form. And one's in Christchurch, and he taught it from Master O in China. as well. So I'll explain a bit about that form. So basically Qigong, you learn from a master or an instructor, you get the seed or the software installed into you. When that software is activated by saying different passcodes, you actually then connect straight directly up to source or God or whatever you want to call them, one infinite creator, and you are pulling down the energy for you, for your body, for your soul, for your spirit teams, coming directly down from source. Tonight, I will be your conduit. So I will be the channel and I'll be channeling the energy out to you. Okay, so the trick with this Qigong is that you don't share it with everybody because you'll be draining me. Thank you very much. Don't want that. So if you would like to learn any of the forms that I will do tonight, please contact me and I can teach you the forms. Okay, we can either do it online, Zoom call, or in person. Yes, okay, and there's some online courses that we do as well. So that's a little bit about Qigong. So they're all seed-based energies, and we go from there. So the first one we do isn't though. The first two forms we're not going to do is they're completely free. And if you look at the Qigong workshop, I'll explain about a little bit about them in there as well, and which ones are free and how much the other ones are cost. So the other ones are like a one-off fee. You'll learn one form, and it's for life. Okay, so pay for once, and it's just a gratitude to the master who's spent a long time actually developing the form. And actually all three of the forms are actually, they've been taken over by another entity, and that entity and them have created the form together. So I'll explain as we go along those different entities and who they are and how they came about. They're very, very cool energy beings. All right, so here we go. So the first one we're going to do is aligning so everyone just wants to stand if you can, or sit if you don't want to. If you want, you can sit as well. But we're just going to align and ground ourselves. So we're just going to pull down from the center line through our chakras, so our upper chakras. And if you have any questions, chuck in the chat, and I'll try and explain, answer them as we go along as well. So people can do that as well. So just think about, we're going to connect up to our higher chakras. Most people know the main 7, but we've actually got hundreds of chakras, so we'll just concentrate on the main 7. So we just want to come down, bring down through our upper chakras, through our crown chakras, the top of the head, and you sort of imagine a light coming through the body, like an elevator coming down to our third eye. And what this is doing is also pulling down your consciousness as well. And then we're coming down to our throat chakra, so you might see the colors of blue coming in. Okay, visualizing that blue coming in. Then we're going down to our heart chakras, so there's the upper and lower, so colors of green and pink maybe coming through. And then down through to our solar plex, okay? So just pulling that energy down, like our spinal column, our center column we call it. So that color yellow might flow in, okay? Just activating those chakras. And then down to our navel. Now, I might call things different terminologies for some people. Some people call them all sorts of different terminologies, but they're being the same thing. So then down to our root, which is our pelvic floor area, the base of our spine sort of area, pelvic area. And normally most people know this as like the Kundalini point, okay? So it's another energy form. So we just keep going through that. I want you to go down through your feet, or through your legs, including your tailbone, okay? So you've got 3 points of contact, taking them through our legs and our tail, down through to our Earth Star chakra, which is actually underneath us in the ground, about 1 meter below us in the ground, going through that chakra. And I want you to keep going all the way through, all the earth, Middle Earth, till you find your soul and incarnation point. Now, everybody's got a soul incarnation point. It's when your soul entered this earthly realm, that's where it went, and from there you've sprung different forms of life. So we want to connect to that point, and we want to connect to all the earth's grids as well, and all the elementals and other realms. If you want to connect to them, connect to Mother Earth and herself. So when you're feeling really overwhelmed or negative, this is a good way to pull the energy down so you can release the negative energy. So if you guys I know you guys are doing detoxes at the moment, you're doing lots of stuff going on, plus there's a lot of emotion happening at the moment. So if you want to release, this is a good way to release and to ground yourself. Okay, so this is pulling you down into ground. So once we're there, we then collect I'll ask Mother Earth for the energy, and she's transforming all this negative energy. This is what she does. She transforms the negative energy into positive energy, positive life energy. So energy for the plants and flowers and all life. Okay, so we want to pull some of the energy up. Now, people might see this in different colors depending on what you need. Okay, so ask what you need to come up through your incarnation point, coming up to your Earth Star chakra, so coming up through all the grids, coming up to our root chakra, so base of the spine, back up our navel, solar plex, okay, so nice and center, and then coming up through our heart, the hearts, there's different two types of hearts here, coming up to our throat chakra, okay, and then our third eye again, so you might see the color purple, okay, coming through, and while you're here, connecting your third eye to your forehead, to your nape. Okay, there's a angle here. There's a point that points through. Our nape is a connection point. It's another connection point to the ethers. So connecting into that as well. So activating that third eye. So some people might see visions and sight and all sorts of activations happening there. And then coming back up to our crown. Okay, which is normally the color white. And then connecting back up to source. So through the upper chakras, soul chakras, and the light coming back up. Okay, so that's just a really nice grounding technique. I'm just going to bring that energy back down. It's from source down into our center, through our core. Now I'm just going to teach you another basic grounding technique, and it's to do with our fingers actually. So on the fingers, you'll see my thumb crossing the first finger, and same on both hands. And if you put them by your sides and point them down to earth, this is a really good grounding point. So pointing the fingers down into earth. I do this a lot if I need to ground really quickly and you feel like anchors are pulling you down into earth. So this is a really good technique to ground as well. Okay, so, and people don't know you're doing it, so you just feel really heavy in the feet. Okay, imagine the feet going through the earth, going into ground, so grounding yourself. Okay, now if you see me, I'm normally moving, I'm constantly moving, I'm normally in a vortex. Okay, and when you get this vortex or this, we sometimes call it the God wave, it means you have connected to your negative and your positive, or heaven and earth, okay, and you are aligned with your soul energy, so in spirit team. So you'll see me sometimes swirl, and that's especially when doing this technique, so it's really grounding. We've got vortexes all through you, so including a big one. Okay, so that's basically the grounding technique. So go aligning the chakras, really simple to do, and anybody can do that. Okay, now we're going to move on to the torus, which is basically a sacred geometry exercise. Really simple, again free, so anybody can do it, and it's really basic to do. It takes a couple of minutes, and it involves the number 7. Okay, so everything's about numbers around here, so we'll do numbers. So basically we want to do is pick up that Mother Earth's energy, pulling it up through the earth, coming up through our feet again, and this time holding the hands at this angle. So as you're coming up, you're gathering it up, you're pulling it up, and then when you get to your solar plex, you're sort of flipping it over and then pointing it into source. Okay, so taking it up and around. All right, so this is called creating a torus. So you might see those images of like this donut around the human body. So we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna do this 7 times. So this is number 2, and around again. And number 3. So bringing it up, turning the hands midway, and then pointing up to source, and making it nice and big. So this is basically activating our aura. Okay, so really getting it going and getting the energy coming up from the earth into our aura. So you might see different colors. Some people might see browns or golds, silver. You never know what coming up happens. Okay, so this is number 5. And sometimes I lose count, so sorry. Multitasking is hard when you're taking a class. 6. Okay. And one more, pulling that energy up from Mother Earth, or from the earth, and then taking it up and through our aura, spreading it out. Okay. Next one, we're coming up, pointing up to source, so connecting to source light, source energy, connecting up to the ethers, up to the one infinite creator or God, whatever you want to call them, bringing it down, source light, all the way through our center lines. And then when we get to the center, flip the hands over, pointing it into our earth, going through our earth star chakra and back up and around. So we're pulling the light from source down through the center line and then out through our aura. Okay, so our aura field is quite massive. It can get massive. Most of us have our aura field, which is basically as wide, about a meter outside our hands, and a big donut. Some of us have a bigger aura field, and you can feel people when they've got bigger aura fields. So if you're doing a lot of Qigong, you've probably got a bigger aura field. I know Master O, who's the creator of the Pangu Qigong, which we're going to be doing later, his aura is ginormous, so it's like a mile wide. It's huge. Okay, and we can expand our auras, so a lot of us can do that and activate other things as well, other people especially. Okay, losing counts though, this must be number 6. And then so one more, pulling that light down, coming through to the center point. Now everybody should be feeling really nicely heavy and aligned. Now this is where it gets fun. Okay, so one hand up, our right hand up, our left hand down. Okay, pulling at the same time the earth's energy from the earth and the source light or source energy from source coming together, okay, around our solar plex, so just the bottom of our ribs, and then changing. Okay, so what happens then when we go through that center point, flipping it over again, is that when you're pulling it and you're concentrating on it, you're pulling the energy together, you get up to a point called 0 point when you change. So that 0 point is very powerful. You might feel the energy move you around like it did me. Okay, I get pushed around by energy quite easily, so don't worry about me if I get pushed and shoved in all different directions. Okay, so pulling the energy up, pulling it down, connecting silver and gold together basically, and you get the 0 point, which means it's expanding into the aura. Very, very powerful. And again, that's number 3. Who can feel it? I don't know if anyone wants to comment or anything, but we can chat later. There we go. 4. Speed it up a bit. 5. So see how easy this is. Really easy, and this is really powerful. This form, when I first did it, I was blown away how powerful it was. So yeah, very, very powerful. Last one, so pulling it up, pulling up the energy from the earth, middle of the earth, and coming down from source light, connecting in the middle, 0 point, allow it, just sit there for a second, see what happens. See the energy expand. My hands will just do whatever they want to do. Energy will move them. And that's it. Now, some people will like to, if you've got lots of air and you're outside, you can do the twirls as well. So 7 twirls is it. That's quite amazing to do, get the vortexes going, but we don't have to do that tonight. So that's just something you can add on, which is an add-on for that. So that's the Taurus, and that's a sacred geometry. So that, remember, 7. It's all about this number 7 for that one. The next one we're going to go to, I'm going to change the music up. Now, the music you've been listening to is called Insomnia. It's nice and calm. It's actually designed by my colleague in the States, Keith, and part of our app sequence, which I'm putting on. So this is all about having a nice calming, putting people to sleep sort of thing. So it's made up of different energies, and including the energies in these music that we're all playing, there's several different music tracks I'm playing, is all this energy from these energy forms. The Phoenix Force is coming up next, and you'll feel the different energy in that. So I'm going to put that Phoenix Force energy on. Now the Phoenix Force, what is it? As I put it on, slightly different. So the Phoenix is created by Keith. This is a Phoenix Force exercise. So this is the basic form of this family. There's a massive Phoenix family, and it's was created by Keith only last year. I was one of the first ones to feel it. Basically, he's been asking. He's a mentor of mine, and basically a I do what he does, sort of thing. And he's been asking all his life. He's always been into superheroes, you know, he's one of those. He loves all that sort of stuff. And he goes, I want something amazing. We've been studying under Master O for the last 15, 20 years. I want to be something like that. I want something to channel through me and to help humanity. So this time last year, basically a year ago, he had this massive energy come into his body. He'd been asking for years, come into his body, and it presented itself and said, this is it, you know. And then Keith was like, what do you want me to do with it? So they decided to create a form. We've been doing, you know, Qigong for many, many years. He goes, well, let's create a Qigong form. So the two of them, they created this form. So Keith asked them, what do you want me to call you? Because everything has a name. And the energy said, you can call me whatever you want. So being Keith, he decided to be superhero person and called it the Phoenix. So this is where the Phoenix comes from, the Phoenix life. Phoenix Avatar is the next form, the Phoenix Rising is the following form, and then there's the Gnostic Journey as well, which leads on. So this is the basic form. It's very, very powerful. Most people, when I'm teaching Qigong for the first time, especially those who are sick, I would not teach this form first for them, because basically it's very powerful and it will overwhelm them with healing. So this is a light form. Okay, so it's all to do with the Phoenix Rising. It's all about flame. It's all about divine light. Okay, so it's igniting a flame in the body, basically at the base, like the Kundalini energy, and coming up. And it's slightly different to the Kundalini energy, so you might be able to feel it slightly different. This form is super, super easy to do. Takes 5 minutes a day to do one form. And so here we go. And I'll open up the passcode. So it's cosmic light, and basically we're going to absorb the light, manifest the light, integrate it into our body. So I'm going to say the passcode to open me up and to allow the channel to come through to you guys. So here goes. So we are the light, and I want you to follow along with me. So we're going to come up and around and do a little teacup posy. So it comes around the back, and then we're going to push out with our hands. Okay, so the light expands and creates, and then the light returns. Then we're going to push down, the light manifests, and the light returns. And then we're going to go sideways to our left. The light integrates and harmonizes to our right. Then we're going to come up again. All life experience, we are the light. And then we're back to the beginning. So that's how simple it is. Okay, so pushing out again, the light expands and creates, and then the light returns. Just relax, guys. Allow the energy to flow. The light manifests and the light returns. You may feel yourself getting pushed forward like I am. The light integrates and harmonizes all experiences. We are the light. So this light form can be done anywhere really, but it also can be done as a group. And when we do it as a group, we can actually heal all sorts of things. We do global healings with it. So healing the planet in all sorts of ways, healing people, animals. Some people might feel the phoenix coming through, or phoenixes coming through. Okay, so I've had a couple of phoenixes come through, but several of them. So they come through when I'm doing healings with this form. So the light expands and creates, the light returns, the light manifests. Now with Qigong, you don't have to be exact. That all the forms I'm doing today are designed for anybody, from the small children to elderly to the sick as well. You can do them in a hospital bed if you want to. There's non-moving forms associated with them as well, so you don't have to move anything. You just use techniques. We use techniques in our mind and our eyes. So this is what Qigong's all about. So you can just feel it through and up. So Keith asked especially for this form to be short, because our normal form takes 20 odd minutes to do, and that can be daunting for new people who haven't been doing a practice like this. So he said, I want it short, and that's what they came up with. So nice and short. The light expands and creates. So think of it expanding and creating a learning. The light returns The light manifests, so what it's learnt, it's manifesting, and then it returns, so returns into our core. Then it integrates and harmonizes all life experience. Now, all life to us is all soul fields, so we may, and other fields, so our whole soul who's been around for millennia or more, forever. Okay, so imagine integrating and harmonizing all that life experience. Okay, so it's not just this life, it could past lives on Earth, past lives galactically, past lives wherever. The soul is very, very old. Okay, so it's all about integrating that knowledge and awakening from the amnesia that we have when we come into this planet, into this realm. So getting the knowledge from basically source. All right, so nice and simple. So 5 minutes. What I was going to say about this form, it's pretty simple really. So hopefully you guys are feeling it. So just concentrate a couple more times. Without me talking, I just want you to concentrate on the energy and what you can feel around the body. If you've got any pain points, think of that pain point and guide the energy to that pain point with your intuition. Okay, if you've got any points that you need to work on. So the light manifests and the light returns. The light integrates and harmonizes all experience. We are the light. The light expands and creates, and the light returns. The light manifests, and the light returns. The light integrates and harmonizes all experience. We are the light. The light expands and creates, and the light returns. The light manifests, and the light returns. The light integrates and harmonizes all experience. We are the light. Now these forms can be doubled up, tripled up. You can do them for hours. I can do these for hours at a time. So when you do that, you basically zone out. And when you zone out, the energy flows more, and you might go into a meditative state or theta state. And that's when you can go and learn a lot more from your soul. Okay, so basically that's 5 minutes up. So really simple, once a day to get that fire, that divine light activated. Okay, so that's what the Phoenix Force one's all about. And it's all about, transforming into a new soul and bringing in all those life experiences. The next one, I'll explain when I'm standing up here because we're going to go on our yoga mat. The next one is called 8 Fields Qigong. Okay, this was developed about 4 or 5 years ago, okay, by Angel and Jashikta. So Angel is Keith's wife and my business partner as well. And basically Angel is she's pretty special. She's had a near-death experience when she was 19. She's now in her mid-40s, and during that experience she was a massive energy came into her body to save her from that near-death experience. And you can read all about it online. She's lots of YouTubes on it. And basically this energy came into her body and was known as Jashikta. She found out later it was Jashikta, started integrating with her body, and now she can basically Jashikta comes in and out all the time. Jashikta actually teaches me every week. A lot of my energy work is Jashikta's based and from that. And Jashikta means knowing or knowledge and wisdom, and they're source light. So they're very, very powerful. They're amazing. So anyway, so they decided to create a Qigong form as well. Again, Angel's been practicing Pangu Qigong for the last 15 or so years and wanted a similar form, but this time she wanted to make it different. So this is created by sacred geometry, even though it doesn't look like it. It is a sacred geometry form, and it's all about integrating the 8 fields of human experience or human existence. Okay, so we've got 8 fields. The first field is obviously, let me go backwards here. So we've got the physical field, so that's where we feel the pain points and stuff like that. So that's our physical field. We've got the egoic field or perception field, we've got our thought field, and then we've got emotional field. Okay, so a lot of trauma happens in the first 5 fields. The next field is electrical field or communication field. So when we have trauma or an accident or something, we store that trauma or that shock in one of those fields, normally the emotional field. Okay, that's why emotions are so important. We should be called emotional beings. So when we store that trauma, it's in one of those forms, one of those fields, and then eventually, if we don't deal with it, it basically collates and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we come up with physical symptoms. Okay, and that's basically like cancer or anything like that comes out with inflammation, and it starts with inflammation first. So if you've got a busted shoulder, it may not be the point that you've got frozen shoulder or you've hurt it. It could be that you're suffering an emotion that needs to come out, and normally it's like a burden for your shoulders, like burden. So this one's all about integrating the 8 fields. So you've got 5 fields there, and then we've got 3 soul fields. So the 3 soul fields are our past lives on this planet during this lifetime. Okay, through this soul life. The other soul field is past lives in all forms. Okay, that could be galactic, could be animal, could be anything. And then there's our soul field, so our one field. Okay, our wholeness, our one field. And our one field, we're basically connected to all other souls as well. Okay, so it's very, very powerful. It's all about harmonizing and integrating those 8 fields. I'm going to check on Angel's song. Okay, so Angel's Jashikta's song, and we use this as a healing technique as well. It's very hard to sing, just by the way, so I'll put that on, so you'll hear Angel singing Jashikta, and when she sings a song, Jashikta comes in and will help us with this. Okay, so, and this is where we're going to start on our mat. So get your mats out. We're going to be sitting down first, and we'll actually eventually end up standing. So I'm going to switch over cameras as well. I'm going to switch the camera on if I can find it somewhere. It's still here somewhere. I can find myself. There it is.
So perhaps, Chantelle, people might want to pin your other camera. If you just click on the 3 buttons on that camera and choose pin, it'll become your main view. Especially if you change the view to
gallery.
Take a view from gallery,
Yeah, gallery. And I've got 2 pins, so you'll see both of me. So standing and on the mat. So we're going to sit on the mat. So if you have got any injuries or anything like that, there is workarounds. You do not have to do things perfect. None of these forms are perfect. You just go with the flow and do what you can. If you're not flexible, that is okay too. Just go with the flow and do as much as you can. If you feel the energy of this one and you're feeling sick or anything like that, just stop and slow down. Okay, I'm going to try and take it slowly so we don't overwhelm everybody. But yeah, so basically we're going to do 8. It's called 8 fields. So we're going to do 8 exercises, and we're going to do them 8 times each. Really, really easy. Okay, so I'm going to jump on my mat. You should be able to still hear me. I'll check the song on. Jashikta's song. So this is Angel singing Jashikta's song. So source light will come through, hopefully. Turn it up slightly. There we go. All right, so sitting on the mat, I'm going to come down. I'm actually going to tilt the screen down too, so you guys can see me. That's it. All right, so sitting on the mat, cross-legged, and we're going to open up. What's really, really cool about this form is the passcodes or the message behind them. So I'm going to say them quite slowly. There's quite a lot. So each field has its own sort of taglines. And when you really listen to it or understand what they're trying to say, it means a lot. There's a lot of knowledge in this form. Okay, so hopefully everybody can see me okay in both. Okay, so here we go. So hands facing up in receiving pose, right leg crossed over left leg in the front if you can. If you're on a chair, that's awesome. You can also just make up how you can do it. It's all good. And here we go. So the opening phrase for starting the 8 fields is: in opening and surrender, there is peace. In acceptance and belief, there is movement. In my heart, I receive integration. Okay, so just sit with that. You'll notice I'm starting to sway. Okay, so I'm just going to project this energy out to you guys. So basically I'm in the God wave or the vortex. And then we're going to do is, how can you guys see me? Not really well. So then we want to do is close our hands so all our fingers are, tips of our fingers are closed. Okay, can everyone see that? Put that on our knees. And then we're going to breathe in from our pelvic floor, breathing in, right through the center line, up through our chakras. So keeping our hands on our knees and just breathing in. And then breathing out, releasing it. You sort of want to do a tummy breathing. Okay, so and then when you get to the bottom, clench your pelvic floor to seal it in. So breathing in from the base of your spine, up through to your crown, and then releasing it slowly, coming back down, releasing the energy, coming down the spine, down into the ground, and then lock it off with that pelvic clench. That's 2. Okay, again, breathing in. Taking that energy all the way up our center line. You might activate the Kundalini. And then breathing back down. And this is a physical field. So that's 3. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. 4. Breathing in. And breathing out. That's 5. In, breathing out. That's 7. 6 actually. This is 7. 7. Clench. Last one, breathing out. And then breathing down. And clenching. I'm going to say the passcode for this field. This is a physical field. My dense expression, malleable with great love, exposing the truth of my soul. Okay, just think about that. My dense expression, malleable with great love, exposing the truth of my soul. Okay, now we want to uncross our legs, cross over the other way. So we're going into the perception field or the egoic field. This field is all about survival, and most of our egoic fields or perception fields are all so highly strung that it basically takes over our lives. So it's sort of like a controller. Okay, so this is our perception field. So what we do is cross other side legs. Our fingers tips are going to be joining, okay, and they're going to be placed in front of us on the ground. This is all about this whole 8 fields is about moving our spine as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is tuck our head down, and then we're going to breathe up, tilting out for like a nice back bend, nice upper back bend, and then taking it down again, relaxing everything, bowing our head. So that's 1. This is number 2, breathing in, and then breathing out again. That's 2, and again breathing in and breathing out. Now this one you might feel a bit weird and different. Just relax, guys, and allow the energy to flow. Breathing in and breathing out. You may feel some Qi sensations like fine pins and needles, bubbles popping in your body, energy flowing around your body. And relax. This is number 6. Keep breathing in and then breathing out. Breathing in again, number 7. And breathing out. Last one, breathing in. And breathing out. And I'll say the passcode. So this is perception field. All my perception and memories coalescing in profound awareness awaken the great creation. Okay. Now we want to lie on our backs. Okay, so I'm going to lie on my back. And we're going to do the bridge and the fish pose, if anybody knows what those are. So we're going to lie on our backs to start with. Tuck our hands under our butt, basically. And this is the thought field. So we're going to go back into a fish bend. So hopefully my mic doesn't fall off. So we go back over, top of the head bent over, and then releasing that and lifting into a bridge. Okay. And then slowly rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, tucking that tailbone back under, and then coming up to our fish pose again. So that's one. And do that. And coming up. This is a really good one to do in the morning. It really wakes the spine up. Feel a lot better after doing this one. And then that's two. Now, normally this whole sequence takes about 15 minutes to do. I can do it quicker than that. Some people take longer, depending on your physical elements that are going on, or your energetic elements that are going on. Some people can get quite sick with this. It must be 5. I lost count again. And then 6. And then 7. And then 8. Last one. Nice big one. Breathing in and holding if you want to, and then releasing and taking that hip up. And then coming back down, and the passcode for this one is the thought field. So connecting to thoughts and ideas. Mine and yours are inseparable. Potentials are infinite. Okay, so think about that. All our thoughts are energy, rebounding around the place, connecting with others as well. So be mindful of what you say. Okay, so our next one is the emotional field. So basically on our backs again, knees up to a tabletop sort of position with our knees, and I hope we've got enough room here. And basically we're going to swing to one side, the hips nice and gently, be careful of that lower back, and then we're going to lift them up and go to the other side. And I may have to move. Oh no, not quite. Okay, so that's one. And coming back over, so nice spine twist. This is a really good spine twist. Hands can be, I'm running out of room here, but hands are nice and square if you can. This is the one where you sort of need the room. I find when I do it in other people's places, I've got to find room on the lounge. So really easy to do. Just nice and lifting them over and then taking them back. So this one really warms up the back and stretches the hip flexors and the butt and the spine. Nice and warm. So this is all about emotions. Okay, so if you think about it, our vagus nerve runs right down our spine. It's actually an antenna as well, by the way, and it actually activates or talks to our whole digestive system. So this is a really good one to get that going. Okay, so you'll notice it. So it's a communicator of our digestive system, and it runs right down our spines. And this is all to do with emotions. If you think about it, we hold our emotions in our stomach. The stomach is worry, okay, or the large intestine, we call it the sewage pond, or below the sewage pond is like our lower bowels. We hold a lot of shit there, okay? So a lot of emotions get stored there. Okay, so when they come up, okay, I think there's about 8. I've lost count. So there we go. So 8 of them. Too busy talking to you guys. All right. So then we're going to come up. I'm going to come up and say the passcode for this one because I move, I track. I do that one. So this is the emotional field. And it is, I accept and allow all doorways opening and flooding me with life. All feelings are valid and evolving. There is never anything stationary, okay? So this next one is the communication field. So we're going to lie on our stomach this time. Okay, this is like going from an upward bend to child's pose. Okay, so forehead on the ground. We're going to come up to the alligator pose, flipping right over to our child pose. Okay, holding for a second at the end and then rolling back down. That's how simple it is. And this is our communications. Okay, again, vagus nerve going down our spine, connected to the cranial nerves, number 10. And it is all about communicating with everything in the body, and internally and externally. Okay, remember there's energy around us all the time, and we're interacting with it all the time. So you want to get that nice and flow. So we're up to number 3. Four. I'm trying to go slow, guys. I'm normally like twice as fast as this. I'm trying to go slow for you. 5. Good one to get a good stretch in. 6. So really rolling it out. And 8. If you want to make all these forms more intense, you just hold it. When you're holding it, you're actually allowing the soul to communicate with the body more. So you can hold it longer in certain spots and hold your breath as well. So that's the communications field. I'm going to come up to my knees to say the passcode. And if you get cramp, I'm going to get cramp on this one. Oh, okay, magnesium. All right, so communications. It is. Communication is honest flow, free of filters and resistance, easily receiving, effortless giving. Okay, it's sort of number 1 rule when we're doing healing. So the next one is going into our first soul field. So basically we're going to come up, connecting up to source, coming back down, and we're going to do a front bow. So taking it down, putting our head on the ground if you can. And that's basically 1. Okay, so coming back up and back down. 2. Breathing in and breathing out. 3. And 4. This one you might get hot, okay? A lot of energy comes with this one. So a lot of people get hot doing it. They feel giddy. 5. 6. If you're feeling sick or anything, just slow down and pause if you need to. 7. Last one. I'm super hot now. Whew. And 8. So diving gracefully into form, choosing wisely evolution, loving all of me into one. Okay, that's the etheric field. Coming up. Oh, so when we can actually come up. Standing again. Now this one's a front bend. Okay, which I'm going to do this way. Okay, so basically we're going down, touching your hands on the floor if you can, or on our shins if you can't. And we're just going to bow our head, and then breathing up to a nice flat back. Hold it there for a second and then release. Okay, so it's all about the lower back. And this is to do with our salient field, so our past lives and all lives. Okay, so all realms. Yeah. We're nearly there. Another one. There's 4. And 5. Good for the hamstrings, this one. And 6. 7. And and last one. And dropping down. And we come up to a receiving pose, standing. So the passcode for this one. Whew. In this space of openness, we are each other, harmonious and intentional. Ooh, see the energy flowing. Feel it. Okay. Last one. So we're going to breathe in and breathing out. And as we do our nice phoenix swings, we come back up into our heart and bow to our hands. That is one. So breathing in, connecting to source, bringing back out, connecting with everything into our heart. 2, in and breathing out. 3. So this is our number 1 field. So this is our oneness, our wholeness, our connection to everybody. 3. Oh, I can feel the energy flowing on this one. And 6. Talking about energy flowing and feeling things. When I first learned Qigong, I couldn't feel anything. Okay, it took me months to learn to feel it. And it was because I was so emotionally blocked. I knew I was emotionally blocked. I didn't have any feelings. I was stuck in life. I couldn't enjoy life. I did have no joy or nothing. I was flat. And so it took me several months of doing Pangu for several hours a day to actually feel the slightest tingles in my fingertips. While everybody else was seeing colors and having a wonderful experience, I just got told you have to believe in it. All right, so passcode for this one, our last one, all into one, creator and created together forever. And you can see how powerful that energy is. All right, so that's the 8 fields, everyone. I'm going to come in, back in, so we can do the next one, which is our Pangu. So unpin this one, we don't need the mat anymore. Toss that away. Any questions so far? All right, that's all good. Right, so last one is Pangu Qigong. So it's not a Qigong, it's a Qigong, which means spirit. Okay, so basically, and what we're going to do here is sun and moon. And this is, I'm going to do the advanced form with you guys, okay? Because the normal form takes 21 minutes, the advanced form takes about 5. So this is level 3 of it, okay? So there's 2 other levels. There's a moving form, 20 minutes, a non-moving form, which is great to do. It's an amazing form to do. And I can do that driving, walking the dog, whatever, or I can knock myself and go into a theta state, okay, by doing the non-moving form. But this one is the advanced form, so this is more of a galactic energy. Okay, so basically holding up, receiving pose to start with. I'm going to ask permission to come through and do it all, so I'm going to just open that all up. Okay, and ask Pangu for the advanced form. And to donate it to you guys. So Pangu is a Chinese god, basically. Source, very, very powerful. He entered Master O, who is a Chinese person who was a young guy at the time in the Chinese Revolution, chucked into jail for no reason, and he basically, Pangu decided to channel through him while he was in there, and Master O didn't believe him. He thought it was all bull crap, and didn't. His voice was talking to him, and he was like, no, I'm going crazy. And then he started taking over his body while he was in jail. And so Pangu asked him, this was like in the 70s, well, if you're going to take me over my body and you want to help humanity, let's create something that anybody can do. And this is how this form, or this series of family of form comes about. So it's a sun and moon form. So basically, we take our left hand, holding it flat, our right hand on top, and we're going to imagine a chi ball there, a golden chi ball, a sun, and there's actually all suns, so there's lots of suns in this chi ball, this golden light. Okay, and then we want to rotate it. This time we're going to go anti-clockwise. Okay, we're going to go 26 times. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And I lose count on this one, sorry guys, so if anyone wants to count, I'll count. So we're going to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and just feel the energy coming in the body. 23, 24, 25, 26. And then we change over to the other side. This time it's now a Qi ball, but it's silver light or moon energy. So all the moons in the universe, silver light. And we rotate that 26 times. Why 26? Because this is the 26th time Pangu has created Earth. Okay, there's also, and why does it take count of 1 second? It's the same frequency or frequency as the Earth itself. Okay, so same sort of harmonics as the Earth's frequency. We're going to lose count, so about 15, 16, 17. And you see the energy coming in. So this is a feminine energy. The silver energy, the moon energy. And then we're going to take it in the middle. We're going to combine the sun and moon together and all the divine light. So it's like a white light. I'm just saying the past goes in my head so you guys don't. You can just imagine all the divine light coming through you. So I imagine this coming through the center spine, coming through the body, filling my whole aura up. $19, $20. Again, golden light, okay? So all the suns in the universe pull the energy in to the masculine energy into the body. Now, as you can see, this form's super easy. Anybody can do it. Angel and Keith's son, who's 8, he actually was doing it at the age of 5. Okay, he's a super energy being. Watch out for him in the future. It's a little energy genius. All right. So why do Qigong? Why do we do it, and why do I do so much of it? So basically, we are life force, and this is building our battery. We came into Earth. All of us came into Earth with a battery. Some of us, the battery was really full, and some of us wasn't. So moving over to Silver Moon. So you have an innate, natural battery balance, and most of us use it up by just normal stress during the day, especially the way we live and how we live it in this timeline. So we need to recharge that, and this is one form that really recharges it really easy. This is a form which I would teach people who have got chronic disease, so they can cultivate their own energy, help their body heal. Okay, so the body is an amazing machine. It heals itself, it talks to itself, it's constantly getting information from all over the place, including the outside of the Earth and the universe. So it's constantly communicating. Right in the middle, divine light, sun and moon combined. So this is a form I learned back 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I couldn't feel because I was so emotionally blocked. And now I'm an emotional mess or being. I can cultivate and transform emotions pretty quickly. So I've been trained to do that. So this form helps heaps. It's one of my basic forms for all my intuitive healing. I'll call them Pangu and everybody, and they will help with the intuitive healing side of things. So very, very powerful. A lot of people see different colors on this as well. A lot of people see me when I'm doing healings. I'll see silver or gold light coming through. So back to our golden sun, guys, bring the golden light into the body. A lot of people feel the Chinese theme of it coming through. Again, the ancients, they've known about the Qi Gong and the Qi and the meridians and all that for thousands and thousands of years. It's nothing new, so it's really ancient form. Okay, so that's what it all does. And when you're sitting still, when you do these forms, the trick is to actually close the mind off. Try and close the mind off. If like me, I've got an active mind. I struggle to meditate, and this is one way of getting it in. It's a moving meditation. Okay, so if you struggle to meditate, then this is perfect, because then you're doing this, it's repetitive. You actually get to listen to a soundtrack that counts for you, so that eliminates that thought process, and then you can relax into it and let things go. Think about parts of the body that are sore. You can move that energy or focus on those points, and the energy will move to that and help heal that. So it's a very, very powerful form, but the main form, the basic form of this, takes 20 minutes, hence why the Phoenix is a lot quicker, and 8 Fields is quick as well. So 8 Fields is about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you guys are wanting to cultivate more Qi and become more, if you're a healer, become more powerful, if you're sick and you want to heal yourself, then definitely recommend doing this. Or if you just want to build up the energy and experience different sensations, this will definitely trigger and open up the senses to all sorts of things. So when I do shamanic healings, we have amazing experiences with people who are gifted and have opened all those senses up. All right, so that's the end of that one. I'm just going to breathe in, so opening up wide, and then breathing out, coming together in a hand pose, and heaven, earth, humanity in harmony. One more breath, so all in threes. As you can tell, we've done 3 rounds. And breathing out, breathing in, bring it in, breathing out, and back into here, heaven, earth, humanity in harmony. One more, breathing in, and breathing out, heaven, earth, humanity in harmony. Back to our beginning. So basically that is Pangu Qigong, the advanced form. Now Qigong, it can be quite boring practicing by yourself. That's why we have online groups that practice together. We've got a New Zealand group practice at 5 o'clock each day. Okay, you can do the Phoenix in that or the Pangu in that. And basically it's all about synergy. Coming together, practicing it all together means the energy of the group is huge and you can feel it. Okay, so don't be afraid to learn these and then think you're going to do it alone. You're not. There's a whole group. There's a worldwide community that does Pangu, and a whole world community that does Phoenix. We're growing the community with our Phoenix. So that's a little introduction to several forms of Qigong. So if you've got any questions, yell out and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. Or if you've got any chat, so yeah, open up the mics and start answering questions.
Right, Chantelle, thank you.
Cool.
Loved it. How about
Good.
everyone else?
Can anybody feel it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite very different from other forms of Qigong that I've done. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all different. Yeah, so everyone's style is different. So yeah, pretty different. Hence why I did the 3 different ones, because it's different energies, different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I get bored by doing the same form all the time. Hence why I know like 10 different forms, so I can mix and match them up, and fit them around my day. So
Where are you based, Chantelle?
I'm based in Auckland, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
do travel. Yeah. So yeah, based anywhere. I can
Anywhere.
work anywhere. Yeah, I can work anywhere in the world. Yeah, so that's how I do it. So yeah, I have a business called Energetic Alchemy with Angel and Keith in the States. So I'm the app developer for that, and we do meditations and alchemies and online events, energy online events, and we teach through that all these forms online. Okay, so in the handout I've attached, there's a QR code for that app, and that will take you through the app, and there's lots in there for emotional work and cultivating work. Okay, so there's lots in there to have a look around. Otherwise, I'm in New Zealand. I can teach it one-on-one, or I can teach it over Zoom, or you can do it on a online course, and then I will initiate you into the different groups. We have a Facebook group going at 5 every night, as I said, and there's people in there from the world as well, but mainly Kiwis in there. And we all practice at the same time at 5 o'clock. Basically, it's pushing. We don't come on Zoom or anything. Some of us are driving, so it's basically pushing on your app what form you want to do, listen to the music, and do it in your own time and space, but as a group together, because synergy, the energy comes together. So and you can feel it when somebody's powerful comes in and joins us. We're like, whoa, that's a powerful session. So you can definitely feel it. So don't feel like you've been alone. I know that most of us around, especially in this community, some of us are quite rural. So yeah, don't get the community going. It's all about community at the end of the day. Any other questions? What do you guys feel? Like, I want to know. Come on, there must be some seers in here. There must be some feelers in here. There must be some, all sorts in here. So, yeah, been working with Karen.
Like you, Chantelle, when you started, and that I don't feel an awful lot, but I definitely felt the energy moving it in that last one. Yeah.
The last one, yeah, the advanced form, yeah, it's pretty powerful, that one. It's probably because I've been doing it the longest as well, so I'm channeling, I'm a pure channel for that one. So I find now walking into a space or a room, people will look at me and like, what are you? And I'm like, what do you mean, what am I? And basically I amplify other people's energy. So because I've got so much energy going on, it amplifies other energies. So yeah, so that's what can happen. And you get, so but yeah, doors open. It's when you've got more energy, doors open, your body heals a lot faster. Yeah, your body talks more, you connect to your soul more, connect to the other soul groups, or all your different realms. So it's a great experience. Anything else? Anybody else see anything? Come on, does anyone feel sick or horrible?
I didn't see any colors or anything like that, but I mean, I feel a lot of energy moving my body, and the tingling in my hands and the heaviness and everything. And and also I found, like I find that I'm sort of rocking backwards and forwards involuntarily.
Yes. So people
that's
go,
what I felt.
You felt that too? So that's what we call the God wave, and you'll see me doing it all the time. If you see me on lives or anything like that, I'm always moving. And when you're in that motion, it means that you are connected, you are aligned with the energies. So it's the waves coming through. So the big body wave coming through, connecting to the earth's energies, connecting to source energy. So they call it the God wave. I don't know why Jashikta said it's a God wave. I said, what's this thing? I'm always moving. And they said, oh, it's a God wave. So that's what they called it. So it is, you are aligned. He goes, you're aligned, you're at the vortex going, and you're aligned with the energy, the flow. So it's a good sign. It's a really, really good sign.
It happens when I meditate and things like that. And sort of, oh, it's good. It's good to know.
It's perfect. So when you know you're in phase, you're like, yes, I'm moving. It's like,
in the zone.
You're in the zone.
Awesome.
Connected.
Yeah. So it's definitely a positive. It took me years. And I was like, oh, no. I just got told, Keith just said, you've got to believe in it. So how I started with all this was I obviously a bioenergetic practitioner, nest practitioner, using computers and all that. And then Keith, he was a trainer in the nest and teaching us more about the acupuncture or the theory behind nests, which is a big bioenergetic scanning system. And he said, well, I'm going to do, I love this teaching on live. He's like a pretty cool character online. And he goes, I'm going to do this energy alchemy, workshop. Does anyone want to do it? Course. I went, yeah, I'll do it. So here I was with 8 people online about 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years, it must be 6 years ago. 8 people online, me in New Zealand, the rest of them in America. And he goes, right, you're going to learn Pangu Qigong. And I'm like, what the hell is that? He goes, and you're going to be doing it 2 hours a day. And I was like, no way. Have I got 2 hours? I haven't got 5 minutes of my day. I'm a multitasking freak. I'm like, oh, I don't have time for that. And he goes, yes, you are. Okay. So I learned it. Couldn't feel a thing, nothing, like absolutely no, this is bullshit. He goes, no, believe in it. I'm like, okay. So that first week we got taught that, and then we got taught to send Qi. He goes, this is our first week, we're going to send Qi. I'm like, okay, so 5 minutes we had to do this passcode over and over again, sending Qi to our classmates, pairing off to each other across the world. And I'm doing here going, this is not working, I can't feel a thing. And the classmate overseas on the Zoom call was going, oh my God, I can feel that. I can see colors. I can feel things happening in my body. I'm like, oh, bull. and that's how it started, because I can't feel much. So don't be afraid if you're not feeling much. It does work. And so that's how my journey started. And that's how I got belief in it. And because other people were feeling stuff. And to this today, if I do a shamanic healing, which is me being the channel, sometimes I don't feel anything, but the client sitting in front of me is having an amazing experience. And I'm like, oh, okay. And amazing healing happens as well. And they'll tell me. So you just got to believe in it. It will work. And over time, my senses have picked up. We call them towels. I can feel the energy flowing around me now. I can get visions now if I'm treating people, and or I just got to believe in things happening. things coming in from all different realms. I've seen dragons and all sorts coming in. So so just got to believe in it, especially if you're emotionally stuck in life or anything like that. Your emotions are stopping you. You've got blocks, you've got limiting beliefs, and it's just about releasing those and relaxing would be the easiest thing to do. So when you're doing these forms, if you can zone out, you'll get a way more better treatment and all sorts happening. So so that's how it all began. So I understand if you can't feel anything. So and anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So there you go.
It's very very relaxing. Did feel very meditative, even though it was quite new. It felt very sort of flowy. It's really cool.
Yeah. It just goes with it. And I love the 8 fields because it's moving, and you're moving your body as well. Yeah, so you're not just not doing Pilates, you're actually doing, you're doing something even better. So it's what I love about it. So you're actually stretching the body around as well. So that's what I like, the 8 fields. And
you were saying we can't share it because you're the open channel, but can we listen to this recording again and do it regularly?
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, it's me you'll be draining, so thank you very much.
Oh, right.
So no, that's okay. I'm used to that. That's okay, but just don't share or don't teach anybody. Okay, so the trick is not to teach anybody because you haven't been instructed on teaching anybody. So that means that you will be their link, and you will drain yourself. Okay, if you teach somebody the form because you have got permission to share. Okay, so that's all about that. But the forms are there's one-off coughs on there, and once you've learned it for life. So, and basically what happens with that money, it's all about gratitude. That's the whole idea of it, so that you appreciate the form, you learn the history behind the form, the philosophy behind the form. It takes about an hour and a half to learn the form, and that's mainly because you get to learn the theory and why certain moves are doing certain things, and then once you've learned it, you're away. So that's what that's all about, and it's just a gratitude thing. I pay half to the original master, so that's how it works, and it's just
that's via your app.
Yeah, you can by the app you can do the online courses on there. Keith, Angel, and me are mainly on there doing the instructing on those courses. But if you want one-on-ones, I can more than welcome. You can do them in New Zealand or on Zoom. So that's all easy. Okay.
And you can take one move at a time and learn just one move. And
yeah. Like, so I've done 8 fields for over 5 years. And then got taught 8 fields a year or 2 later. I'm actually the one, I'm the only one internationally, only one in the world that can actually teach 8 fields other than Angel, because I've done it for 4 or 5 years non-stop every day. So I actually got permission to teach it, which is, I had to do over 1,000 hours of it or something. So that's the 8 fields. Just learn them as you want to go. So some people resonate with different ones. You don't have to learn them in any order. So at the moment, Phoenix is a real thing at the moment because the energy's changed. It's all about resurrection. The planet's going through this massive change, so it seems to suit a lot of people, and it's nice and quick. Okay, so it's better to do 5 minutes than none. Okay, so the other form takes 20 minutes, the big form takes 20 minutes, but the Phoenix is more powerful and quicker, but you've got to be able to handle it. So so warning there, I've had some of my colleagues basically learn the Phoenix, and they're healers themselves, and they were blown away by when they first learned the Phoenix form. So it can be quite powerful. So if that happens, let me know, and I can teach you how to handle that. So one of the ideas is to do it at night and then go to sleep, because it's working a lot of things all at once. And you have healing crises. So if you have a healing crisis in the next couple of days, because we've done 3 forms tonight, and it's all new to you guys, so you've got energy going all over you, doing all sorts of stuff. If you go through a healing crisis in the next couple of days, let me know and I'll boost you. So basically that is just basically an energetic immune response, and the body is testing itself. You may get a cold or headache or anything like that. Let me know and I will boost you. At 5 o'clock at night, when we all gather up to do our Qigong, I actually boost my clients if they need it. So I can give you a little boost to get you over that little hump. So you finish that layer, you rip that layer off the onion, and then you can go into another level. So don't suffer. Okay, so reach out. because it can be quite powerful. So it'd be interesting how you guys feel in the next couple of days, especially when you're detoxing as well, when you guys are fasting and doing all sorts of stuff. So great time.
Perfect time, I think. Transmuting that energy. It's really cool. Gives the body space to do it. So hopefully you won't get too many calls, hopefully.
No, hopefully not. And emotions, let them come up. Okay, please let them come up, especially with all the solar flare activity happening at the moment. Allow the emotions to come up, so you're clearing old stuff, allowing the new stuff to come in. Okay, especially with your doing your fastings and stuff.
Thank you so much, Chantelle, for your wonderful
worries.
energy and teaching and stuff. It's really, really cool. So if anyone's not got any more questions, anyone, quickly speak now, forever hold thy peace, as they say.
Check the chat. So download the workshop on there. The sheet explains a lot more because it's probably overwhelming at the moment. So if you can grab that, download that, or you can. That explains a bit more on them all. If I've missed anything, I don't think I've missed anything.
So can we put that under the recording, Chantelle?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's all there. So help yourself to that one. Any questions, let me know. Any problems, any issues, come back to me. Open to you guys. So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, no worries. Thanks for joining in and having a different exposure. So
very much so. It's great. Say that again, Deb.
Oh, that was my very first exposure to any Qigong. So
really? Yeah. I didn't even know what it was when I first started. I thought it'd be like Tai Chi, but it's not. It's slightly different. It's easier. There is different. There's a yoga form for Pangu, and there's a Tai Chi for Pangu as well in the same family, and they're quite hard. So, a yoga's good, but it's a slower yoga. I'm too mentally fast for that. So, but there is a yoga form and a which I'm not initiated into. But the Tai Chi is quite hard to learn. It's
quite precise, isn't it, Tai Chi?
Yeah, very precise, and lots of movements you got to try and doing. It's worse than doing a normal kata. So I'm like, wow. So pretty powerful. I prefer just to stand there, and then you zone out and you think about all sorts of different stuff and go for astro traveling or whatever you want to
do. Fantastic. Awesome. All right, lovelies. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you,
and
everyone.
Thank you again, Chantelle. Thank you.
No worries.
Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.